Okay, welcome everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We're going to be taking a look at the price action. We're going to be planning the week ahead. Obviously, Monday to Friday, we're here analyzing the charts, giving the setups in advance, and making sure we're capitalizing from these markets. For those of you who are looking to trade full time, this is a great space, just to get your daily analysis and just to give you that, bit of a boost, especially as a beginner trader, to get you, kind of mitigating a lot of the errors that you can make when you transition from, let's say, 9 to 5 to a full time trading without any direction. But here we go. So we're going to be taking a look at the price action. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at the recent followers. So shout out to Don Dixon. Don Dixon gave us a nice follow yesterday. Shout out Don Dixon. Shout out to Real Crypto Boy. Massive comment there. Says currently there's so much volatility on the market and Bitcoin's not moving. Bitcoin needs to break from the range. Yeah. Bitcoin needs to do a lot of things. Some people want Bitcoin to go to 30K. Some people want Bitcoin to go to 100K. Um, but yeah, shout out Real Crypto Bro. Shout out Vokmuho. Sorry if I butchered your name, man or woman. Sorry. But shout out to you too. Shout out My Crypto Paradise, Simon. See, I'm not sure about this channel actually because um, anyways, I'll leave that. I think we've shouted at these guys already. Shout out Masood, shout out Potter. But yeah, nice to have you guys around. Hope you're finding this useful. And if you are, remember to boost, remember to hit the follow, remember to subscribe on YouTube. I am looking to transition more on YouTube. Um, as soon as I get my live streams going, apparently I can't quite figure out what's going on with my software. So if there is anyone that has expertise regards to that, let me know. Obviously, also, if you want to get involved as far as YouTube goes, as far as Discord goes, feel free to follow me on Discord. And if you are looking to get any one-to-one sessions or get a deep dive into sort of the trading syllabus and the trading content, feel free to peruse the website and let me know if you need any support. Otherwise, let's get straight into the price action. So we did give some trades in advance last week. Now, last week was an interesting week. We didn't get many plays, but we got some plays. All right. We didn't get, crazy amount of trades, but we got some really good trades. And the ones we got were big movers, I would say. Big movers. So let's take a look at the trade that we gave in advance from last week. So in last week we talked about that reaction of that 45-minute supply zone. We didn't quite get up to the 45-minute supply zone. Instead, we kind of had a nice little range model, and then we had a counter trend range model right before that zone. However, I didn't tell you guys about this, but this was due to a breaker block. It was due to a breaker block all the way to the left. For those of you who know what a breaker block is, feel free to check that out. That's why we got that reaction there before we tagged that supply zone. I wasn't aware of that, so I put my hands up there. I didn't realize we had a block there, and that's why we got that reaction there. But following that, we said, cool, we know this is a retracement leg. We can get a reaction off the 30-minute supply or any of these supply zones on this expansion leg, really. And what looks to have happened is we got a reaction, or we seem to be getting a reaction right now off not this zone, but this zone, the 45-minute zone. So we're going to be talking about that in a second. And we're going to be seeing how we can plan for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. Okay. But for those of you who entered, that distribution trade, well done. That was a really nice one. You got very clear market structure confirmations on that one. So well done. So this is where we post, obviously, all the trades, the thought processes that I go through. So if you're looking to obviously get involved, feel free to follow on Discord. All right, so let's see what's going on so far. I'm gonna again. I think it's Monday. Monday is a good day. I think it's Monday. It's definitely Monday. Monday is a good day to get a global perspective of what is going on. And I think to do that, let's actually take a look at a new chart. This is kind of my streaming chart. So let's take a look at a fresh, brand new chart. And let's see if we can get a scope of what's going on. All right, so this looks fresh. All right, so what we have here is the Bitcoin price action since August 2017. All right, so we've had a few bull cycles. We've had a bull cycle, and we've obviously had this rally up, which a lot of people think is a bull rally up. But this is the historic Bitcoin price action, and we're going to talk about what we can see here. So starting from the monthly, we can see that we're in a new month now, September 2nd. Wow. We're in a new month now. And at the start of a new month, we seem to be having, this close. We have this close of close of August, which was below that level over there. So it does look quite bearish at the minute. It looks quite bearish at the minute. Um, and it looks as though price may be doing this. It looks as though price has obviously gone. The price has obviously gone high, low, high, SFP, break structure again internally, and it's come up here. All right. So on the monthly, what can we say? On the monthly, it's clear that on the monthly, let's see if we've broken structure on the monthly. We're going to just check that. What I'm doing here is I'm looking at the height, the peak, the apex of this wick, and I'm comparing it to this. So yes, on a monthly, we have broken structure on a monthly. All right, not a crazy decisive breaking structure, but still breaking structure. And we are starting to sort of rally down. Now, this rally down theoretically should only be for a retracement. All right, if this is a valid breaking structure, it should only be for a retracement that perhaps looks like that. All right, now the question is, if that is to take place, where is the next place to potentially get that retracement? In my opinion, I think the next zone perhaps would be up here. The next zone, if we lose that level, will be here for our retracement, which means, Bitcoin could be coming down further. Now, of course, that retracement does not have to come all the way that deep on a monthly. It really doesn't. It can, kind of change direction wherever it wants. It can start to change direction here or here, but I think these are very likely positions to get that retracement. All right. But now on the weekly, in my opinion, we'll still have quite a way to go before we flip weekly market structure bearish. I don't think, you can consider this a weekly flip until you lose this level. This level is coming in at around, let's see, it's coming in around 38.3. Okay, so I think that's probably my level for the weekly flip. But on the daily, it's a different story. On the daily, we have a last high low that's coming in slightly higher up. So on the daily, we could consider a flip. So obviously, we've made attempts number one at closing below that level. We failed. And then this would be attempt number two. But in my opinion, I think this is the level to lose on the daily, okay, which is about 48.9. So if we are to look and do something like this where we rally down, Of course, we could SFP that level and rotate all the way up. That's a possibility. Okay, so we could do that. Wick that level and rotate all the way back up to range high. That's fine. However, we could break it, close below it, and then in that case, I'll be looking for that rally up, for that retracement. We get another flip here, bang. I'll be in a trade there. That'll be a nice swing trade for me. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking out for on the larger time frame. So I am still saying, although it looks very bearish at the moment, we're at 58.3. A lot of people are thinking, oh my goodness, is this coming all the way down? Well, we can't be conclusive until we get those confirmations. And that confirmation for me, first of all, is a close below 48.8. Right? So the moment we start closing below 48.8, what that tells me is that this little demand zone has failed. This has failed to act as support, and it hasn't kept the price up. Okay, in that case, it may become resistance. We could just react off of it and carry on down. All right, but in that case, that would be the more bearish scenario for myself. Now, we are still in this little zone over here. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we also still realize that this is a larger range, a range that we've been, in for a while. So yes, we could come down here, come to the range high, react off the range high, and then still fall bearish, or, react off the range high, not quite wick it, but also carry on further up. All right, so that could take place. It's got really messy very quickly. All right, so that's kind of what I think as far as Bitcoin goes on the higher time frames. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of it. Let's talk about what's going to give us money this week and what's going to put that dollar sign in our pocket this week. So in order to do so, we're going to have to zoom in. The beauty about trading is, yes, you can understand, and I recommend you understand higher time frame analysis. I recommend you understand market structure, liquidity, supply and demand, order flow, distributions, range, all of that. I recommend you understand that, all right? Because it will just help you, predict what price is looking to do next. Now, you can't know exactly 100% what price is going to do, but like I say, you can stack that probability in your favor. All right, and that's what we do here. We stack the probability in our favor, and we kind of develop an edge by doing all this analysis. All right, so here we are. For those of you who follow this channel religiously, you know where we are. We've been here before. We're in this internal range. We've come up here. We've reacted off of a breaker block. All right. Now, it's not only a breaker block. It's also a supply zone here. So that looks like a nice little supply zone here that we've reacted off of. And we've come back into the zone. But remember what I was saying last week. Now, last week, Thursday, last week, Wednesday, we were saying that if we are considering this as a bull flag, this being a leg, the flag, and then the profit target coming up here, yes, we expect a break from this range, but we expect a pullback. And now that pullback is kind of what we're seeing so far. We've had an aggressive pullback, and then we've had like an accumulation over here, and then we wicked down from the accumulation, but we wicked down into supply. All right, and this is definitely something we talked about last week, that we do have this 45-minute zone, and this is the last thing keeping price up before it reaches this range. Now, look, we've had this candle that wicked into demand. That's wicked into demand on Sunday, all right, and we seem to be getting that reaction now, don't we? We seem to be getting that reaction. Now, as far as I'm concerned, price could go up from here, and that will be perfectly valid. Now, price could also still come down further if it wanted to, sweep this prior low before it went up. If it wanted to grab, because it's grabbed lots of liquidity. It's grabbed these stop losses. It's grabbed these stop losses. It's grabbed these stop losses. It's even grabbed these guys over here. All right. Now, the only real stop loss left in this range is this. All right. Now, so it could come back down to sweep that, but by the looks of it, it's looking like it's gaining some bullish momentum over here. All right. So now this is what? It's simply, like we said, it could potentially be our retracement leg where we have a high, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and a continuation, another higher high. Okay. So in the case that price breaks bullishly off of this region, I'm going to be looking to enter longs to chase that all the way up. All right. Now let's zoom into this region, knowing we've grabbed these liquidity over here. Let's zoom into this region and let's take a closer look at what price is doing. Well, what price has done now within this level is that it's created another range. You see why I say it's very important to understand how to trade ranges, because price ranges over 80% of the time, especially in these Bitcoin and crypto markets. Price loves to range. It ranges, it ranges, it ranges. It pumps, it ranges. It drops, it ranges. It pumps, it ranges. And it drops, it ranges. So what have we got here? Well, what we've got here is we've got another range that's developed. So we've had range, we've got the range low, all right? And then we had the range high, and then we broke bullishly, creating this larger range high, all right? This being our larger range now. And then after that, we've had one tap. I would call this one tap. We've had another tap, and this could be our third tap. This could be our third tap. But what would that look like? That looks like a Trinity Model 1, where you've got 3 taps at the bottom, and the 3 taps would be tap 1, tap 2, okay, and tap 3, off you go. Break structure, bang. Okay, so that's obviously something we've got to bear in mind. Now, not just that, what I can see here is I can also see this, nice little liquidity line and these stop losses that could easily get run. Very easily get run. And these are people who have sold over here, they've sold over here, they've sold over here. All right. And this can be the fuel in order to get up. Now, you know, am I looking to enter a trade here? We have had this flip. We have had this reaction of this 45-minute zone. So to understand whether I could enter a trade here, the answer is, well, I'm going to have to wait and see. I'm going to have to wait and see. And I want to wait and see for this level. If we close above this level, all right, this is let's look at that. Let's say if we close above this level on a 10-minute, can I see what a 10-minute structure looks like? Okay, it doesn't look great on a 10-minute. Yeah, if we get a 15-minute close above this level, yeah, I'm going to be looking for a retracement to enter a long trade. So what am I saying? I'm saying if we get something that looks like this, the price continues, breaks off, let's say it comes up a bit, and then starts to retrace, that's great. I'll be looking to enter along there, okay, to ride that up. And that will be, but actually, probably my trade idea number one. That'll be my first trade of the week, okay? Now, what I do want to see, I want it to close above this level, but I don't want it to come too high up because the higher up it comes, the more of these stop losses that get run, okay? And I definitely do not want it to come so high up that it reacts up this 45-minute zone, okay? Because I believe if it does react off that 45-minute zone, we could get a massive pull down, massive pullback. So in order to enter that trade, I would like to see that. And also, the reason I do not want it to come too high up is because don't forget, this is a range, right? And this is in the discount of our range, and we're looking to long in the discount of our range. And if price comes a bit higher up, too high up, all of a sudden, we've passed the equilibrium and we're in the premium of our range. Do I want to long in the premium of our range? No, thank you. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking out for. So that would be trade idea number one. Now, based on the price action so far, let's say we do climb up, where am I looking to get that retracement? Well, I'm going to wait to see how far up price goes. Let's say it continues to do that. If price does that before it starts to come up, I'm going to take out my fib tool from this low to this high. Okay, I want to see where is my golden pocket and where is the level I could potentially get a reaction from, and it could be around here. And I'm also going to check this low as well, to get an idea where I could get a reaction from. Okay, so that is trade idea number one. All right, so we're kind of waiting for that to play out to see what happens there. Now, could you have already entered this trade? Could you have entered this trade? Well, I guess yes, you could have if you consider this to be a break. If you consider this to be a break, let's say, see, I wouldn't usually call that a break. I wouldn't call that a break. But let's look at on the 3-minute. Was it a break on the 3-minute? Yeah, no, I wouldn't call that a break. Okay, I guess if you're playing this on a 2-minute, then yes, but I would simply look at a higher time frame and say, do you know what? I'm going to sit out of this one and just wait to see what price does because that was a risky place to enter. Okay, so that's trade idea number one, numero uno. All right, so what is trade idea number two? Well, trade idea number two is a reaction of this zone. All right, if we look at the structure on the way down from this range, we've got a low, we've got a high, we've got a low, we've got a high, and we've got a low. Okay, this is our reaction. This is our market structure at the minute. So not only am I going to be looking at this zone, I think it's prudent to also look at this zone here. So this level here, all right, this level here. This is our last 15-minute lower high. So I'm going to call it last 15-minute lower high. Okay, because there is a chance that we come up like this. Price action simply comes up, reacts off that zone, and then carries on further. That's a possibility. So because of that, I'm going to be looking out for that zone as well. So if we break bullish past the zone, I would like to see a retracement to rally up. And I'm also going to be looking at the zone for a short and to see if we can close close above that zone as well as this 45-minute zone. Um, for those of you who follow this channel religiously, you can probably guess where the next trade is, right? That's the whole idea of these videos. So you can slowly assimilate sort of this trading strategy. The next is to look for a zone or look for a short at the range high. Okay, so that's this zone over here. Why? Because we could well sweep this liquidity, given it's a nice bear flag, then that bear flag will look like this: a low, a high, boom, boom, boom. That's the bear flag coming down. This is your flag and it rallies down. All right, so that's why I'm going to be looking at a trade from that zone as well. All right, and that would be a nice trade if it not only takes that level but also wicks into this supply zone. Remember the supply zone that we talked about last week? That would be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place for a trade. So we've got quite a lot of shorts in play now, haven't we? We've got quite a lot of shorts in play. So we're looking to see what price does in regards to that. So what are my bulls saying? In terms of my bulls, well, the bullish scenario is to say, okay, do you know what? This was a period three. This was an accumulation. This was a manipulation and an expansion. So therefore, the profit target, the target of this trade has not yet been met. Yes, we are accumulating before the profit target, but there is a chance we still come back down. And if we do, I want to see what happens at this range low for my next trade. And I also want to see what happens at this 45-minute zone for my next trade. So it's that simple. You don't need anything else today. You're going to look at those zones today and see whether you're going to get any potential setups. As far as your setups, you're looking for market structure to flip in your flavor, in your flavor, in your flavor, in your favor, in your flavor. I like that. All right, so we're going to set some alerts. Set an alert over there. I want to see what price. I want price to tell me. I want to see what happens when price gets there. Set an alert over there. I'm also going to set an alert over here because I would like to see, what happens when price reaches that level. Now I'm also going to set an alert at this low. Going to set an alert there. I'm going to set an alert here as well. We already have one there, okay? So those are my zones. Now, if I'm looking to play this internally, just a little bonus trade for some of you who are looking to scalp this level internally, well, what I'm going to do is treat this potentially as a range in itself. Okay, so treat this as a range and wait for price. Obviously, we're waiting to see what price does at this 15-minute zone. We're also going to wait to see what price does at this range low. Okay, so for my long positions, we've got long number one. Let's see, we've got about 1 minute to pop these on, but usually I'll do this on my spare time and send a picture in. But if the video does stop before I do that, that's fine. That's fine. I hope you guys have found this useful. So shorts, we've got shorts coming over there, for nice short trade. And we're looking to also short this if we get confirmation. We're also looking to short this if we get confirmation. And of course, we're looking to short the zone above that, which is our range high. All right. So there we have it. Look, a lot of trades. All right. So this week it looks promising. All right. We made some nice profits last week. So let's keep it up and let's see if we can, get some good results this week as well. All right. So I'm going to pop this on Discord now and we're going to have a running commentary on some of these ideas. So if you do have any potential ideas, any setups, feel free to hit us up on Discord. We've got that community over there and that space where you can just share your information and share your trading knowledge. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you have a great, 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 great day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you tomorrow morning.